Hey guys, so I'm making this video to spread awareness. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. Yesterday, I almost died jumping out of a moving lift because the lift driver was trying to kidnap me.
So today's video is about this sister's story and how she luckily escaped getting kidnapped and trafficked. On TikTok, her name is Drea Nicole and her handle is at DRENICKII. This video is a cautionary tale, so if you're a woman, this is most certainly a must watch, and please share with all the women that you know and those that are around you. Same goes to the men who are watching this right now. Please share with the women in your life and those around you, because there's so much we all can learn from this video. It's a dangerous world out there, as we know, so we all could do with tips here and there so we can all be aware and be more at alert and know the things that we should most likely be looking out for when we are out there in the world, so we can better protect ourselves and our loved ones.
So, I work at the Clinton Outlets in Connecticut. If you live in Connecticut, you know the Clinton Outlets is exit 63. I live in New Haven, Connecticut, which is about 30-minute ride. When I got a female driver, I was so happy, y'all, so happy. And the crazy thing about it is Lyft had gave me a female driver, and then Lyft switched it and gave me another female driver because she was closer. Yesterday, Lyft gave me a notification saying, okay, your ride is outside. So, I got my things ready, got my bag. I went outside. The license plate, the car, the driver, everything matched the picture on Lyft. Everything was correct. Okay, the driver, she had like this accent. I can tell she was foreign. Before we got off exit 63, she was on the phone with some man. And she was like explaining to them what I was wearing. I didn't think too much of it because first she was speaking another language. I don't know what she was speaking on the phone with this man. The language she was speaking, it sounded like she was from the Middle East, but she said something in English when she was on the phone with the man, which is weird because she was speaking another language, and then all of a sudden she started to say dark skin, red sweater. When she said red sweater, dark skin. When she said red sweater, dark skin, I had on a red sweater and I'm dark skin. So she was describing whoever she was on the phone with, she was describing me to that person, what I was wearing, how I looked, which was weird.
At this point, I want to quickly jump in here and give an advice that even me, myself, that is speaking right now, this is an advice that I need to take because this is something that I do that I need to stop doing, which is having AirPods or earpiece or headphones plugged in, listening to music, and sometimes even watching YouTube videos while I'm on a ride, not being very attentive with my surroundings and what's going on, like what is the person saying, like the driver saying, right? What are they doing? Like this is a very dangerous behavior, and like I say, it's something that I do and I really need to stop doing because I can get very engrossed in entertainment sometimes and just scrolling through my phone or chatting, listening to music while listening to music, and who knows what is happening around me that I'm not noticing because I'm engrossed in my phone. Like, just imagine for a second if this sister were an Ivie, she probably would not have heard this conversation, this aspect of the conversation where the driver said, oh, red sweater, dark skin, because it was after she heard that she got to know that something bad is afoot here, something sinister is going on. This is weird. See, I know I kind of maybe made this personal because, see, as I'm listening to her story, I put myself in her situation, and it dawned on me that if I were the one in that ride, I probably would have gotten kidnapped because I would have been on my phone with my ears plugged, maybe listening to music or whatever, and most likely not heard the things that she said. And that freaks me out. Hence why I just thought I should jump in right now and say this. Like, when we're outside, let's limit the phone time so we can be more aware of the things that's going on in our environment. Because doing just that, limiting phone time, could just be what would literally save our lives.
She was describing me to that person, what I was wearing, how I looked, which was weird. I did not think too much of it because I was about to be to work. I was almost to my destination. So you know what? Even though I was nervous, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just let I'm gonna just let God handle the rest. You know, I'm about to be to my destination. I'm gonna just let her take me to my destination. But we got off exit 63. Okay, so I'm back to finish the story. I'm so sorry, y'all. I could not finish the video the other day. I was not right emotionally. I had a lot on my plate. Everything was, the incident happened. That is why my face looks better. But the damage is already done. The trauma is still there. Let me finish the story. Okay, so we got off exit 63. The Lyft driver, she had to turn left to get to my destination once you get off exit 63. The Lyft driver had her left turn signals on. Mind you, she had her left turn signals on. So she knew, even she knew she had to turn left. Even the GPS told her she had to turn left. Guess what she did? She ended the ride and got back on the highway. We were almost to my destination. She got back on the highway while I was still in the car. I'm like telling her, ma'am, you passed my destination. What are you doing? This lady did not say nothing. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She told me to shut up. She didn't have to tell me nothing else. I jumped out that car so fast. I jumped out the car while it was moving. That shit hurt so bad. I thought I was going to die because she was going fast. Like, you know, when somebody's trying to kidnap you, they try to go fast. They try to like get away with it fast. That's how fast she was going while I was jumping out the car. You know, that day, I thought I was never going to see my mom again. I thought I was never going to see my dad again. I thought it was it. Like, it felt like a movie, y'all. It felt like I was in a movie. Like, I keep replaying the scenario in my head. When I jumped out the car, all I can remember is holding my head. I was bleeding out my head. I was bleeding in my other parts of the body, but it was mainly in my head. And I was holding my head while I was walking to the plaza because I needed to go somewhere where there was a lot of people, just in case she tried to come back and, you know. So I just walked to the plaza. It literally took me like 10 seconds. That's when I called the cops. Mind you, this incident happened a couple days before my birthday. I thought I wasn't gonna make it home to spend time with my family for my birthday. Like, I really thought that I was going to die. Tell me why, while I was walking to the plaza, it was so many cars out there, nobody stopped for me. Nobody stopped for me. Nobody asked me if I was okay. Luckily, I had the sense to call 911 myself. But what if I couldn't call 911? Who gonna call 911 for me? You see what I mean? If I see somebody just jump out the car, if I see somebody bleeding out their head, crying, walking to the plaza, I'm gonna stop the car and ask them if they're okay. Especially if it's a young girl like me. Clearly, I just went through hell. So the fact that none of the cars stopped for me, they was all looking, y'all. When the cops came, the paramedics came. I got in the ambulance and I was transported to Yale New Haven Hospital all the way from Clinton. Mind you, I didn't even realize I was losing my memory until the paramedics asked me what my age was. I couldn't answer. I didn't even know how old I was. That's how bad my memory was functioning. I think it's because I was going through so much trauma. So he asked me how old I was. I didn't even know. But then I remembered, wait. He asked me when my birthday was, and I'm like, wait, my birthday's coming up. I said to him, June 25th, 2001. Like, I was so uncertain.
So she has some things to share at the end of the video and she wrote them up. I'm just going to read them out for you guys. She said, my medical bills total up to $16,000 all because of Lyft. Yale Hospital charged me $11,868 for all these tests I had to perform the day I was transported to the hospital after I jumped out the car. My insurance cannot cover everything. I have no choice but to pay out of pocket. I'm afraid they may deny me proper health care simply because I can't pay my medical bills. Next slide, she says, have been hospitalized back to back because of this situation and even took medical leave from my job. My bruises on my face healed, but my head injury is not improving. In fact, it's worse. I can't sleep at night or lay on a certain part of my head because it hurts. I have 4 scars total on my body that did not heal. Even though it's been over a month, I am still dealing with massive trauma. The medicines the doctor prescribed me does not help. Only thing that helps me going is God. And on the next slide, which is actually the second to the last slide, she has written on there a Bible verse, Joshua 1 verse 9, which says, in quote, "Do not be afraid, do not be struck with terror or fear. Jehovah God is with you wherever you go," with a heart emoji. And on the last slide, she shared a picture of her medical bills. She made a follow-up post sharing the details that she has from the ride, and I'm guessing these details is, what she have left after the ride came to an end. So it's just the page where you rate the driver and stuff like that. So there's no much information on there like plate number of the vehicle and name of the driver anymore. All that was on this page is just the name of the vehicle and the vehicle brand number, I guess. So it's a Honda CR-V, and also on this page is the picture of the lady that drove this vehicle, the picture of the lady that she said did this to her. So I'm going to be zooming in on her face so we can try and see who this person is. Maybe somebody might recognize her, because unfortunately right now we don't have a name anymore to work with. We don't have a plate number even to work with to try and identify this person. But then again, that's what the police is supposed to be doing, but we're going to get to that. Still on this post on her TikTok, she has captioned underneath it, she says, "I'm not the same person. I cry every morning. I am traumatized. This lady tried to take me from my mom and dad, my loved ones, and my close friends. Connecticut, be aware. #lift, #scary situation." Comment from Good Mom Beauty says, these are the notes that she took from the video. Make sure car and plate matches lift info. Also screenshot driver info before ride ends. / take a pic of their car and license plates before getting in. Check if safety lock is on. I swear, people, please have this locked in your noggin, because the way that information, or rather those informations, totally disappear after the ride is ended is crazy. Hence why she could not even share none of that right now in the follow-up video that she did, nor could she, as I would bet, looking at the situation, share none of those information with the police either, because she no longer have those information. I think it has gotten to a point where these rides and their apps, the ones that these informations like plate number of vehicle and driver's name, all those information, the ones that don't have it so that those information remain still and appear at the end when the ride has ended, they need to make it so that that happens. So we still have those informations at the end of the ride. So someone commented asking, did you report this to the police? And if so, were they able to arrest her, question her or something? I'm so sorry you went through this terrible experience. I pray you find peace with the situation. And she commented back saying to them, the police say they don't have enough information yet. They are still investigating, but I feel that's bull because the traffic lights have cameras. This commenter suggested that she contact her local news and she should not give up. So maybe if a news outlet picks the story up, the people who are supposed to be investigating into this and making sure that this person is not out there roaming the streets and doing God knows what now to people out there. Like, this person is dangerous. They're not supposed to be out there. Somebody needs to look into the situation and make sure they get to the bottom of what exactly is going on. Who is she working with? Who was she on the phone with? What were they planning to do? I mean, we know they were not planning to do anything good, but they need to get to the bottom of what exactly is going on here. This comment says, I just saw a video of another girl with the same experience in the same area. This is insane. They're just making this world very unsafe for everybody. Like, person not even drink water drop cup anymore. You can't even be outside anymore. You can't even want to go to places anymore. People would just be like constantly living in paranoia right now because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what the next person is planning. You don't know what they are up to. You don't know what they are planning to do with you. Like, it's crazy out here. It's crazy. Like, the world is not supposed to be this way, but unfortunately this is what we are dealing with. Like, it's just very sad. Crazy-ish happening out here on a daily basis. Is scary. Take a look at this comment. This person said, I had a driver who asked me about my dinner plans, which I thought nothing of. When we pulled up to my home, he had the doors locked and kept asking to come inside for dinner. He finally lets me out. This is scary. A friend of mine got robbed at Pew Pew Point by a Lyft driver in Johannesburg. This is now a global phenomenon. They don't vet their drivers. This is an urgent call to cancel Lyft internationally. she definitely needs to sue Lyft because this is insane. They need to do better for sure, but they also need to pay for this. They have to take responsibility, accountability for this, because look at all the bills she has to pay now to take care of herself and her injuries. And like she said, she can't even afford it. And let's not even talk about like those are just like physical injuries. Like what about the internal injury, the psychological injury, like the emotional injury, the trauma? Like who's going to handle that? That will take a while for her to get over it, if she'll ever be able to get over it. And this is something that she probably have to deal for. We don't know how long. She most definitely, certainly needs to be compensated for all of this stress and all of this pain and all of this trauma. But all in all, I'm very grateful that she was able to escape the situation and she came out of it alive. I hope that she'll be able to heal from this and get back to being the person that she was before this entire experience. Please be safe out there, and once again, don't forget to share this video. If you have any information on who this person is, or if you saw anything regarding this situation, please reach out to the police, share with them what you know so they can get to the bottom of what exactly went down here. Once again, please and please be safe out there, be at alert, be aware of your environment and everything that's going on around you. And also don't forget to share this video with your loved ones. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be catching you in the next one.